Guys, I wanted to end the show here with a story about an old structure that stood on the Summers farm. As long as anybody could remember, Summers have been in the Summer Glen farms for 6 generations. And that barn was there and we showed up. When I was a young boy, it was an old dilapidated structure. And we weren't allowed to play in there when we were kids because that barn was ready to topple in on our heads at any minute. Or maybe my cousin was growing weed in there. Either way, it was really old and we weren't allowed in there. And after I moved away to Vancouver, my cousin Christopher called me up and he told me that the boys on the farm had decided to tear down that old barn before it fell down. And they went down to the farm. They got the big old Massey Ferguson tractor. They drove it up, backed it up to that barn, wrapped some chains around the frame, and they gave it a tug. But that barn did not budge 1 inch, because it had been built in the old-fashioned ways of construction, with mortise and tenon beams and bended knees they found in the trees. But the Summerses are a stubborn bunch. They don't give up that easy. They went down to the farm and they got the big old Massey. And I don't know if you guys know about tractors, but Massey Fergusons are the best ones. And they backed up the big old Massey and they wrapped those chains around the frame again. They gave it a big pull. But still, that barn stood strong. That barn was like, "Not today, tractor. My foundation is deep, my frame is strong, and I'm not going anywhere. Not today or anytime soon." And maybe you guys have felt like something has been trying to drag you down lately. And you stood strong. And I love that image in my brain of this old dilapidated structure and this modern machine and the old structure's holding strong. I wrote this song. It's called Holler Down. It has a sing-along chorus, and you guys better sing along. Holler down, boys, holler down. She's no longer sound. Have to holler down. Holler down, boys, holler down. She's no longer sound. Have to holler down. That old barn seen some better days. Wasn't any doubt. Siding was all coming off and the bones were showing out. Had some paint at some point, but there was none left to be found. She won't stand another storm, boys. We'll have to holler down. Let's go! Holler down, boys, holler down. Come on, Georgetown! She's no longer sound. Have to holler down. Holler down, boys, holler down. She's no longer sound. Have to holler down. When they built that barn way back in the past, they used the old ways, built it to last. Searched the forest, found the trees with the straightest trunks and the bended knees. Well, they hooked up the horses, leveled the land, hauled over the logs, squared them by hand, stood up the posts, lifted the beams, bored her in and filled in the seams. Yeah, looks pretty skookum to me. Holler down, boys, holler down. Come on, Georgetown. She's no longer sound. Have to holler down. Holler down, boys, holler down. She's no longer sound. Have to holler down. Well, they built that a lot for 10,000 bales. Raced her to stand the storms and gales. Built her up strong, gave it their best. They knew that barn would stand up to the test. But we backed up the tractor, hooked up the chains, screwed in the shackle, Took up the strain, grinded the gears, down to 4 low, left on the clutch, let the clutch go. We're gonna need a bigger tractor to holler down, boys, holler down. She's no longer sound, have to holler down, holler down, boys, holler down. She's no longer sound, have to holler down. Well, that burn didn't budge, didn't even creak, chains all broke, tractor's weak. Built that burn, best new house, still there for years, it wasn't coming down now. But we kept trying tractors, they all failed. Every joint was pegged, not one was nailed. Burn stood there, 100 years at least. It was way too strong for man, or wind, or beast, or tractor. Holler down, boys, holler down. She's no longer sound, you'll have to holler down, holler down, boys, holler down. She's no longer sound, you'll have to holler down, boys, holler down. Let's go, Georgetown. She's no longer sound, have to holler down, boys, holler down. She's no longer sound, we'll have to holler down. Thank you so much, everybody, for being here. I really love and appreciate every one of you guys. And thanks to Cloggeroo for having us. I'm Steve Summers. These are the Red Winged Blackbirds. See you next time.